women be like, I want a good man. Are you a good woman?
When I was little, I really didn't think it was going to be this hard to find someone.
I want a good man. I don't care if he is great, I just want him to be good.
I'm not a woman that men commit to.
The problem for them is men are learning their worth now. Women
Hi
call them
guys, so if
sassy.
any of you
It is a sassy man apocalypse, so here's some things that I think make a man sassy as
Dating has become so bad nowadays, people don't even come up to one another at bars.
Does anybody even want anything real anymore? Because at this point, I don't know what.
If women want something real, they have to be real themselves.
Hi guys,
It's a
so
two-way
if any
street
of you
around
follow
here.
Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
You know when guys are always like, oh, girls don't like nice guys. And nice guys never win. Well, I know how the nice guys feel now. I know exactly how they feel.
Somebody could tell me what it is we finding all these good men, because honey, I need me a good man that I don't have to bill. I tired of billing these boys and preparing them for next skill. No, I can't do that no more.
ladies are out here saying that they want a good guy. Well, ladies, a good guy that's been through stuff is staying single until he finds somebody that's not too busy to make time for him. Someone that isn't careless when it comes to keeping him. Someone that just truly cares for him and won't do anything to risk losing him. So are you that woman?
Whenever men say that they have given up on love, they're not saying that they hate women. They're just saying that they really put a lot of their commitment and love and respect into a relationship just for it to not work out. So instead of jumping into another relationship, he's really trying to figure his life out and build himself as a person. Because why is he going to waste his time in another relationship if he doesn't know if he will truly be sure about being in one? Follow me.
Here are comments. I am done with the dating BS. Single, no more relationships. I gave up a long time ago and I haven't even tried dating yet. It just looks really bad out here, so why bother? I love women, but I'm tired of draining myself finding them. If I don't learn from my mistakes, they'll just repeat in my next attempt at dating. I'm not dating just to date. Some men have completely given up on love, not because they don't want it, but because there's nothing real out there for them anymore. They keep running into the same entitled women who bring little to the table but still expect everything in return. Rather than wasting their energy on a dating scene that feels hollow, many men are stepping back to detox from the entire process. They're tired of putting in all the effort while getting little to no appreciation or connection in return. Instead, these men are shifting their focus to themselves, improving their lives, pursuing passions and finding fulfillment outside of relationships. It's not about giving up. It's about prioritizing peace and building a life that truly makes them happy.
Last week I did 101 guys. Now this was just the warm-up, because in February I'm going to be the first person ever to reach 4 digits of guys all in one day. Yes, 1,000 guys. I want you to be a part of this.
You need help.
Why am I not good enough to date? If you want to hook up with me, why do you not want to date me? And then it's like, is it my personality? Am I that insufferable?
When I tell people that I've never officially been on a date with someone, they don't believe me. But to me, a date is like actually going to a nice restaurant that someone's planned. And I've never had that.
Clearly, I'm not doing something right.
If you do not want to be with her, just...
When I was little, I really didn't think it was going to be this hard to find someone.
It's literally just so confusing and so stressful, and no one seems to really know what they actually want.
When, I don't know how to fix it.
I just want a family.
I had to come to terms with knowing that I'm not a woman that men commit to.
If all you're bringing to the table is your gender and nothing else, it's no surprise why so many modern women struggle to keep a man. A lot of these women carry this attitude that they don't need to offer anything because they are the table. But when the relationship inevitably falls apart, they're left shocked, like, "Madam, what did you expect to happen?" Relationships are partnerships. When one side feels entitled to everything without contributing anything meaningful, it's bound to collapse. These women often come with a long list of demands but very little effort or willingness to meet their partner halfway. That imbalance doesn't just strain the relationship, it destroys it.
I think as women forget that if we want a good man, we have to be willing to let them lead. Can't do this if we question his every step of the way. You want a man to lead, then let him lead.
Okay, everybody, listen up. Listen up. I came to a conclusion. And I hate to say it, but unfortunately, I can only go for a man that feels like he can't even breathe without me. I need him to be so obsessed with me that he can't even go a second without thinking about me, talking to me, being around me. And that's just what I need. It might be obsessive, but that's what I need.
This is yet another example of a woman who wants her man to put her on a pedestal and worship her. But here's the catch. Women who crave this kind of obsessive attention from their partner often end up bored with those same men. Why? Because he's always there, constantly seeking her approval and showering her with devotion. At first, the thrill of being the center of his world can feel exciting. But over time, that constant attention starts to feel predictable, even suffocating. She may lose respect for him, seeing his endless devotion as a lack of independence or strength. Once the excitement fades, the cycle begins again. She ends things and seeks out another man who will give her the same obsessive attention, at least in the beginning. It's like chasing a temporary high. She craves the validation and the thrill of being intensely desired, but as soon as he becomes too accessible, the allure disappears. This pattern isn't about finding a stable, balanced partnership. It's about chasing feelings of infatuation and mistaking them for real connection.
Women be like, I want a good man. Are you a good woman? Would a good man want you? Do you know how to add value to a good man? Stop worrying about finding a good man. Be a good woman and you will attract a good man.
So where are those single 30 to 40-year-old men at?
A lot of them are just doing their own thing. They go to work, they go home, they enjoy their hobbies. Some might be online dating. But for the most part, many of them have given up on dating, unfortunately. The risks just outweigh the benefits at this point. They don't feel appreciated for their efforts. They feel like everything they do is bare minimum. They're tired of all the unreasonable expectations.
If a girl goes and spends money on hair and nails and a new outfit just to look good for your date, has she not already paid for her half of the date?
No.
Or is she expected to pay to look good for you and expected to pay for her half of the date now?
In most cases, it's normally the guy that pays for the date, unless of course there's some previously agreed upon arrangement in which the bill will be split. But it's always been my opinion that the person that asks for the date should pay for the date. But if we are going to start taking into account pre-date expenses for one individual, then we should consider it for both. So then, I guess a lot of guys should be being reimbursed for how much time and money they spend preparing for dates as well, right?
Is it really fair to expect her to go out of her way and spend money looking good for you and then make her pay more for your date?
Fair. So asking a person to pay for something that the other decided to do all on their own without even being asked to do so is now considered fair, is it? My goodness, definitions are really changing.
I just need to know, is chivalry dead?
Not exactly, although one could say that it's definitely on life support. And unfortunately, it's the way that a lot of women today treat men that have led to its early demise.
Some women fail to understand that getting their nails, hair, and makeup done for a date is not a necessity. It's a personal choice. Yet many expect the man to cover everything simply because they've invested time and money into their appearance. In my eyes, this is pure entitlement. It's as if they believe their effort to look good is some kind of currency, and the man should feel grateful enough to foot the bill in return. But here's the thing, looking good is a choice they make for themselves, not something that automatically entitles them to special treatment. Most men would genuinely appreciate a woman showing up as her authentic self, rather than feeling like her appearance is being used to justify a free meal. This kind of expectation sends a message that their presence alone should be enough, completely disregarding the mutual effort a date should involve.
Nice guys finish last. Not all of them,
but a lot of them, and I'm going to tell you why. Since the beginning of civilization, men have been hunters, gatherers, protectors. So it's basically ingrained in our DNA that we want a strong protector of a man. And what does that look like in today's time? Well, let me tell you. We want a guy who is confident, who can take control without being controlling, who isn't timid or shy. And frankly, we don't want a guy that's playing video games all day. We want you to have ambitions, dreams, goals. And if you take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, then we know that you know how to take care of us in those ways too. This is a new age. We don't need to be saved, but we definitely want to feel like we're safe with the person that we're with. So if we're not into you or we're not attracted to you, it's not because you were nice. We want a nice guy.
Here are comets. So men need to be all those things. All the best qualities, no F, no insecurities, all that. And most women offer in return is some other guy's kids. The guys you're talking about are the toxic guys that women go for and will play you. There's nothing wrong with being shy and actually having flaws. This is the sick reality of today's generation. Women want this strong or confident man while they have insecurities and can do what they want. We want to feel safe that the women that we devote our lives to are going to be home at the end of our long work day and be faithful to us.
Some guys will not even change their schedule for you because they want to hang out with their friends, while other men are switching their complete career path. They're moving to a new country just to be with you. Ladies, there's good guys out there. There's just not a lot of them.
I was talking to one of my guy friends that was explaining to me how easy it is to scare off a high-value man. They will actually watch you from afar before they make their first move because they want to make sure that you understand what a high-value person is. And if they see that you are messing around or entertaining low-value men, guys who are just players and that will waste your time, then that will scare them off because they will see that you don't actually respect yourself to wait for the right person and be able to identify a low-value man from a high-value man. And just keep in mind that these high-value men can watch you for months or even a year to make sure that before they put their time and effort into someone, that is the right person that they are choosing so they're not wasting their time.
Exactly. It's not about being scared off. It's about making a logical decision. Men go through a vetting process, and sometimes they don't even need to wait that long. A lot can be understood by a woman's demeanor and character from the start. It's about recognizing if she's worth the time and energy, rather than just rushing into something that could end up being unbalanced or unfulfilling.
I mean, you guys, I'm relatively sure I just figured out why dating is so difficult these days, because look at this. I mean, I look gorgeous. Look at me. Even my nails look perfect. This is beautiful. I'm stunning. They think this is what shows up on the date. But this is not what shows up on the date. This is what shows up on the date. This is what my eyelashes really look like. And I mean, I'll put on some mascara. There'll be makeup on my face. But essentially, this is what shows up. And I still think I'm beautiful. But you know what I'm not? This. I am not this. You are neither. None of us are this. With this, and this is beautiful. So stop training guys to think that we are this. Because we're not. Stop it. Y'all stop it. We're gonna die alone. Stop.
She's spot on about that last part. A lot of modern women will end up alone unless they stop being real about who they are, especially on dating apps. Filters are misleading. What's the point of showing up looking one way only to have the real version be a complete surprise? It's all about authenticity. If you want a real man, you need to show up as your real self. The obsession with perfection doesn't help anyone in the long run. Relationships are built on trust, and if you're not presenting the real you, it's hard to build that foundation.
Because trust me, there's guys out there that will do whatever it takes to get you, like to court you. And there's guys who really don't want you, but, you know, they like the hooking up part. They like things like that. So they'll do the bare minimum to keep you around. And some girls, I don't know why, get attracted to that. Like, get attracted to guys who do the bare minimum.
Would you say whole phases are necessary for girls?
Absolutely.
Why?
Everybody goes through at least one during college.
They're fun sometimes.
Yeah, they can be friends sometimes.
Only for some people, though. It depends on the person.
You're trying to find yourself.
Dating has become so bad nowadays. People don't even come up to one another at bars. And I've realized this because I have my older family members. They'll ask me, they're like, Julia, like, why can't you find someone nice? Dating in my day and age was just we came up to one another and we got married in 2 to 3 weeks. I don't understand what's so difficult about it. You know what I have to say to them? We have literally lost the plot on interacting with people so badly that now we have self-driving cars. Like, you get into a taxi nowadays. We used to call them taxis. You get into a taxi and you don't even have a driver because we don't even have the ability to connect with a driver. Like, we can't even say hello to a stranger anymore, let alone have a nice dinner with someone, let alone come up to someone at a bar. So if you know someone who is single, who is struggling in the single journey, honestly, maybe have a conversation with them because we're not having conversations with anyone. No one's connecting with people in real life. This is a epidemic. It's crazy. And that is why it's taking so many people so long to find their people.
Here are comments. Yeah, getting thrown out of the bar for saying hello to the wrong woman? Not doing that again. Instagram and dating apps is why this is happening. And it's only going to get worse. It's never been easier to meet someone, but it's never been harder to find the right someone. Because of dating apps, there are so many options, yet no options, because everyone just moves on after a day, or 2 if you're lucky, it's a week. In today's world, there are definitely people who genuinely want to connect, but social media has made it almost impossible for some to form those real connections. It's not just about scrolling through profiles or swiping left and right anymore. It's about the false illusion of endless options. Social media has warped how we view relationships, making commitment feel less important. Women especially have been conditioned to believe they can afford to be picky, always thinking there's someone better around the corner. But the truth is, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And that mindset often leaves people feeling more disconnected and lonely in the long run.
I think my favorite part about dating men is how after 3 months, they just like change their entire personality and start hating you.
I have never felt like this about anybody in my entire life. Like, seriously, I could see myself marrying you, having kids with you, dying with you, resting my eternal soul with you in the grave. Like, you light up my world. Oh, okay. Well, do you want to date then? I just feel like we're really rushing into things. Slow down.
No, just like all I'm saying is the guy would have to be a weirdo to not want to spend New Year's Eve with me. Like, you don't want to walk in with me dressed like this on New Year's Eve. You don't want to kiss me at midnight. It's giving weirdo energy. You're a weirdo for that.
The reason why a man does not want to hang out with you or spend time with you has way less to do with how you look and way more to do with how he feels about you as a person. Seriously, if a man finds a woman whose personality he really likes and he's attracted to her, what I mean by attracted is a yes-no attraction. Like, you don't need to be a 10. If he finds this woman, the dressing up and the fun night out is just the cherry on top. It's the bonus. It's not the deciding factor. So if a man doesn't want to spend New Year's Eve with you, I would reflect less on what's wrong with him and turn the reflection a little bit more inward and on the relationship between us. And I would realize he's probably not that into me, and how I look on the outside and me dressing up in a mini dress is not going to change his thought process.
Exactly. Beauty alone can only get someone so far. If a woman's attitude is off-putting, no matter how stunning she is on the outside, it will quickly sour a man's interest. Men are naturally drawn to a woman's energy, how she treats others, how she makes him feel, and the overall vibe she brings to the table. When a woman is rude, entitled, or dismissive, it creates an energy that repels instead of attracts. It's like an invisible barrier that turns off any potential for a real connection. And the sad truth is, many women don't realize that their attitude can be a bigger turn-off than anything else. A negative attitude can overshadow all the beauty in the world. Men value kindness, respect, and a positive demeanor. And without those, any physical attraction can quickly fade away.